Hi, I'm Malachi, CEO and engineer of Elite Automation. So today we're going to go ahead and go into a voiceover and kind of describe one of the applications that we've done and the different technologies that are within that application. This is kind of one of our favorite type of applications where there's just a few different technologies that we put together to be able to make an entire cell. There's nothing really too complex in this one. It's actually a fairly simple and straightforward application for us. But it's very cool just having all these small technologies, combining them together to get a full system. So let's go ahead and jump into this voiceover real quick. So here we have a robot placing glass onto a skid. We're using vision to locate this glass, and then based on our robot's code, we decide whether we're picking with TCP1 or TCP2, which TCP stands for tool center point. Basically, there's a tool center point on the right section of cups, and there's a tool center point on the left section of cups, so that way the robot can do this double pick. Also in our software, we can do a single pick if we're picking a larger piece of glass. There's a lot of like recipe dependent stuff in here. One of the other things that we're doing here is we're doing a rack search. So the robot will actually search the back of the rack on a new rack. It's using ultrasonic sensors, and then it will pivot its head around to be able to have the proper orientation to that back of that rack. So another piece of technology that we have is the encoder on this turntable right here. So this turntable indexes out and indexes back in based on when this rack is full, and it also knows if there's a rack on the back, a new empty rack on the back. If there's not a new empty rack on the back, it won't index in. Also, our cups are zoned and recipe dependent. Let's see, is there any more other technologies on here? This one doesn't have a ton of technology in it. Back in the back, we have a Allen Bradley servo-driven arm to basically flip the glass. It changes the orientation. That's also recipe dependent, so it'll drop out of the way and it won't flip the glass if the glass doesn't call for it. And if this recipe's glass does call for it, then it will flip the glass. That's kind of really it. This is a pretty simple and straightforward application, just a vision application, using the ultrasonics to pivot the head, using an encoder to make sure that the turntable can stop in the right location and also go through a slowdown phase so it doesn't just stop at full speed. So yeah, hopefully this was insightful to you guys, and you can kind of get a better glimpse of how an application is put together if you haven't been exposed to full applications and like just how the different technologies work together. So yeah, catch you on the next one, guys.
Anything I want now, I bring it to fruition. I'm my own boss now, I make my own decisions. I do not agree to the terms and conditions. I don't never follow other people, I just follow intuition. Tunnel vision when I get up in the zone. Anything I want now, I bring it to fruition.